with art, I lose myself in it, but it just brings so many benefits. It's very, very therapeutic. And I used to be a social worker, and I never looked on art. I'll be honest with you, and I just looked on it as a pastime. I never looked on it as a form of therapy. I'm a lot more calmer, which has been a lifesaver. And during lockdown, if I hadn't been participated in some of the schemes that were running, I don't know what I would have done.
Life's the road, a silver ribbon softly guides our way.
After more than 20 years in Reddish, the move to the Hatworks was a massive task, achieved by a team of staff, incredible volunteers and trustees. Volunteers gave at least 200 hours of their time to help with lifting and shifting, packing and sorting, listing and selling. It was a truly overwhelming level of support from a group of very good people. Being at the Hatworks offers us an amazing opportunity to continue our offer and to be in a more central and accessible location. Having a town centre base is a fantastic opportunity for us to engage with even more people through our creative programmes, as well as to connect them with Stockport's museum and cultural offer. I remember that feeling last March. We'd just begun to get the centre really operating well. Participants were coming in and really enjoying being there. They found it warm and friendly and sociable. They could have a coffee, they could do their activities, they could bring friends. Exhibitions were starting to work. It really did feel like that sense of a hub and a place that was truly for anybody to be creative and to look after their well-being. Felt like that was beginning to happen. So I clearly remember that feeling in my stomach when last March, realising that we would have to close the building to those people, and that those particularly people who were coming to us, maybe one of the very few things that they were doing that week, one of the very few places where they felt safe and supported, that wasn't going to be there. That was so upsetting at the time. But we didn't stop, we didn't shut up shop. We immediately put our heads together and thought about the importance of our work at a time when people are isolated. Our values really helped stand us in good stead. Connectivity, being connected to other people, that had to continue even if we couldn't be in the same building. So the importance of connection, of sharing stories, inspiring other people, finding things that you have in common with others, all of that connection we wanted to continue. Creativity, obviously the importance of creativity to mental health. We often talk about creativity transforms lives. There's no way that was going to stop just because we were in lockdown. Our work is important because we think people should have a voice to explore and express their mental health. Again, this was able to be done in lockdown. Accessibility. All of our projects should be easy to understand, easy to access, inclusive and welcoming, effective and efficient resourcing. What resources did we have to completely pivot our work and offer it in new digital and socially distant ways? There was an obvious need straight off for us to recreate and innovate and reinvent all of our work into new formats. So looking at online delivery, communicating with people through post, through telephone. We needed to develop programmes that could reach people quickly and effectively. Keeping us together was our immediate response to the lockdown. It was really designed to keep our current participants feeling still part of ARC, that through creative activities that we could post to people, we could email them, that everybody would feel they were working on something similar and that we would find ways to share that work. So anyone could be part of keeping us together by joining the mailing list or just by logging into the website. It was free. Most of the equipment that you needed, the resources, would be things that you could find.
I attended ARC after I was discharged from a stay in hospital for mental health treatment. ARC gave me structure for the week, which is something that I struggle with. I'm still doing regular sessions and I love the keeping us together activities. I've tried quite a few of them at home with my girls. They've really enjoyed doing them and it's just been a really nice way for us to connect. I think it's so important to show them that it is okay to take time out and relax and do something creative.
In 2020, ARC joined the Greater Manchester Combined Authorities Culture Portfolio, and as such we were able to contribute some of our Keeping Us Together activities to GM Creative Care Kits, which were distributed to older people across Greater Manchester and children and families. And we were able to be part of that distribution, taking kits to groups and organisations that we work with in Stockport.
It was vital we were able to continue supporting the vulnerable people we work with. With isolation and mental ill health on the rise, we had to pivot and find new and inventive ways of connecting and supporting our community. For our core mental health programmes, that meant redesigning our delivery to meet the differing needs of our many service users. We worked closely with both our artists and participants to understand their support and training needs, and from there we piloted and developed a range of delivery approaches. All our participants received bespoke art packs containing everything they would need to access our programmes and get creative at home. For those with digital access, we offered Zoom training and began delivering virtual workshops. For our creative mums who had their hands full with homeschooling or childcare, we recognised they would need something more flexible. We then began running Facebook Live sessions, enabling them to connect with other mums and engage in the workshops at a time that suited them. Many of our participants didn't have digital access. We supported them with weekly creative calls by our artists and volunteers working through creative projects over the phone. When we were able to, we ran face-to-face sessions in the studio again. However, participants weren't always able to make the workshops. To sustain engagement, we developed a wealth of accessible and rich workshop resources covering the content from each session and offering follow-on activities and inspiration. From how-to video demonstrations by the artists and a new programme learning platform to printable handouts for those without digital access. The additional resources not only enabled participants to access the session in their own time, but empowered them to keep creatively active between workshops. We have seen participants become more creatively active than ever this last year. Art making has become a therapeutic tool they can now use in their day-to-day lives, not just in their workshop. As we emerge from the pandemic and restrictions are lifted, we're looking forward to recommencing our face-to-face delivery and opening our doors again. We're also excited to bring the learning and many resources developed this last year with us, knowing they will shape the things to come.
With art and music, there is no wrong way, and I just think with art it's a good way to express how you're feeling. I definitely like meeting like-minded people, being able to have like a laugh and a chat, so it's not like all revolved around being professional. We're able to like make jokes.
I think we're going to have had a chance to work with 90 young carers from the Stockport area, and to have achieved that, I think that would have been quite a big ask, but because of the online delivery, we've managed to do it. I think it really allows for some of the young people who can't get to the sessions for whatever reason to feel that they are part of the session, and also for them to feel that they're part of a group, even if they haven't had a chance to physically meet those other young people yet.
I think as you get older, your circle of friends or opportunities get smaller. So it's always good to increase those opportunities and meet with new people. Having experience of running a group, it's their lifeline, because they might not mix with other people during the week and they so look forward to coming. It's not so much what they do, it's just being there. Although they enjoy learning things and doing things, it's just nice to be with other people for a change.
Our worlds got a little smaller, so we wanted to provide fun and creative opportunities straight into people's homes through computers and via the post as well. It was important that we continued to do this for anyone to access alongside our charity work. It was clear that people would be spending more time online, so we wanted to make our digital spaces positive ones to create and connect.
At the end of a Zoom-based drawing session, saying how much they love that sociability as well as the time to just sit and draw and be in a room, albeit a Zoom room, with other people who are drawing.
It felt more important than ever to enable people to try something new. Working so closely with freelance creatives as well, it was obviously clear that there were a lot of challenges throughout the pandemic, so we really wanted to help them any way we could. We've also been able to fundraise for people art making for their wellbeing at home in ways that we've never even tried before or had in the pipeline for years. People have offered to help us, like the Young People's Music Space Group's Christmas single. Not only does the money support others, these fundraising streams also create something fun or beautiful for people to enjoy. Projects for volunteers and work for local artists. We continued our blog because we thought it was really important to keep sharing our thoughts, advice and our expertise on everything from arts activities, mental health to a feel-good TV series to enjoy.
I think we've been forced to evolve and perhaps be a little more open-minded to the ways in which we can engage with people. In future, we're going to be using our online delivery model. We've been able to do that because we had to, and now I feel we have to keep doing that. We've been lucky to have been supported by our funders and stakeholders and partners to adapt our work. I do think that now our work makes more sense than it ever has done. It's never been more important, that idea of expressing themselves, exploring what's going on in their lives and getting that out in some way. That all makes so much sense to a lot of people at the moment. So I think it's a huge opportunity for us to embed our work in the mainstream. This is the time to say to people, this will help you.